The passing of the Local Content Act in 2010 was instrumental in shifting the market to a place where local content became compulsory. It also enabled private sector players such as LADO and the NCDMB, the board, to put in place long-term plans so that we could see over the first 10 years, which we're now reaching, a transformation in the capacity of the market.
Regina could have just put 25% effort in an existing fabrication yard to make it big enough and modern enough to do anything. But the way the process ended, it created a new fabrication yard from scratch. And that is what we call the Capacity Development Initiative model. We set it up deliberately.
With Regina, we've achieved very record levels, and we are hoping next stop will be Bonga Southwest. They have promised to actually achieve more local content participation in Bonga Southwest. And of course, Train 7 will take us to another level too.
But these new opportunities took time to exploit. Standards had to be maintained and delivery guaranteed. More than that, it was also a matter of trust.
Initially, it was a jolt for them. When you tell them that, look, there's a law and you have to abide by the law, and some of these things you have to do in country, they were a bit taken aback because, like you very well know, people are always afraid of change, and especially when there's so much uncertainty. So that uncertainty really upset them a bit.
Oil companies used to give people work and tell them to go and sit at home. So they will come and claim that I've employed 20 people from the community, but we don't have space for them to work. So we just pay them at the end of the month. That's damaging to humanity.
The biggest challenge was people to believe that you could provide these services. They, of course, believe that a Nigerian-owned outfit has limitations. So the biggest challenge was a question of trust and perception on the ability of a Nigerian-owned yard to provide the kind of services we have provided.
First was the narrative that Nigerians could not do it. Second was the narrative that, oh, you guys, some of you have worked for big companies. We know you have capacity individually, but you don't have a system in place, that you don't have an organization in place. We cannot entrust such a delicate operation in the hands of untested companies. But I may wish to say that the first international oil company that gave us the chance was Shell. Shell took a chance and they were proven right.
We were already key contributors in the areas of Nigerian content long before the Act was enacted. So you say our history in this space predates the Act.
We've done one of the biggest pipelines in this country for Shell, Nigeria, and we're also constructing some, even as of date. So over this period, Nest Oil has actually, proved that we are king of swamps. Most of the challenges comes, especially when you're dealing with swamp terrain. That's the most challenging terrain in the pipeline industry.
The IOCs, I will say, trust the work we produce from our yard. They trust us for the quality, they trust us for the schedules, they trust that we will do these works, we'll build this equipment under the strongest safety conditions, because what they want to see is delivering on time, on schedule, delivering according to the budgets, and basically delivering without any incidents, without any LTIs, without injuries, and delivering in a very ethical manner and a very professional manner.
When the Act was signed, that all the jobs, land and swamp, must be given to Nigerian companies, You've seen a lot of people buying drilling rigs. You've seen a lot of people buying supply vessels. You see the vessel ownership by Nigerians improve from virtually nothing to more than 40%. You see pipe coating companies setting up all over the places. You see pipe mills. From all the value chain, from exploration, well construction, well services, well evaluation, pipelines, training, up to tank farm. There's no area in the whole value chain that you don't have competent Nigerians performing those services. And see the number of employment created. See the number of value retention in country. So the journey has been fantastic, but it's not yet uhuru.
We want to do research and take to the market.
While the Project Act provided a framework for local content initiatives, the win-win scenario the government hoped for was never guaranteed. Success would require both the buy-in and coordination of an entire industry. The responsibility fell to the NCDMB.
One of the guarantees we gave to the industry that we will be strict, we will be firm, but we will not obstruct business.
Essentially, what the Local Content Act does is create a win-win-win for everybody. It's a win for the Nigerian government because we build infrastructure and facilities and create jobs. It's a win for our clients because everywhere in the world the local content works, prices go down, and Nigeria is no different. And it's a win for the workers, the staff, the investors and the other stakeholders in Ladol, because after 20 years of investing, we are now able to participate in the economy, show the world what we can do, and create a return for our investors.
Before the act was enacted, the local content percentage in the industry was less than 5%. So between 2010 until 2015, we moved it to about 22% in terms of the growth of local content. But as at today, it's about 30%.
Because of the success recorded by the NCDMB, a lot of other sectors are clamoring for extending local content to other sectors. Already there is a push for a law to expand the scope of local content to other major sectors of the country.
Our aspiration is that by 2027, based on our 10-year strategic roadmap, we'll be at 70% attainment in terms of local content.
The trajectory might sound ambitious, but it's based on very solid foundations. From inception, the NCDMB has been determined to chart a path forward that ensures a win-win for the industry and all participants.